Yo, what up, Facebook? Okay, guys, you got Darren Little here from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and I wanted to hop on here and do a quick Facebook Live to talk to you a little bit today about how do you recruit top income earners? What's the secret to recruiting top income earners into whatever it is that you're doing? Okay, whatever industry that you're in, whatever vertical that you're in, what's the secret to be able to go from a brand new person to bringing in top income earners into your particular business? Okay, guys, if you're just coming on, if you're just hopping on for the first time, I'm using this really cool new software right now that will allow you to actually show up here right on the screen with your comments. Super cool. And as you're coming on, if you can let me know if you're coming on live and where you're coming from, where you're tuning in from, and what part of the world you're tuning in from. And if you see the replay later, maybe throw down a hashtag replay so that I know that you've been able to have a chance to watch it and that we can connect. Okay. So as you're coming on, guys, just maybe let me know where you're tuning in from, what time you're seeing the broadcast, and if you're live, if you're on the replay. So who do we got? Who do we got, guys? Who do we got? Who do we got? I love this. Who do we got? Who do we got? Throw me a comment there. Throw me a comment. Let's just check. We have got Twyla, Morgan Montague. Great to see you. Always showing up. Always showing up. That's fantastic. We got a Facebook user. Hello, Darren. From whereabouts? We got one coming in from Scotland, and we got another one coming in from Austria, another one coming in from NYC Live. That's got to be Angeline. That's got to be Angeline. Guys, if you have not met Angeline, I'll tell you what. Angeline, I don't know why your picture's not showing up there. Maybe you don't have the software yet, but you definitely want to check out the free version at least and start implementing it. Okay, guys, we got another good afternoon from a Facebook user. Welcome. Good to see you guys. Okay, guys, so here we go. I want to talk to you today a little bit about, I want to help to shift your mindset, to help you to really understand what is our industry truly all about? How does it actually work? Okay. We're in an industry of personal development and leadership. Okay. And it all has to do with you stepping into your personal power. Okay. You stepping into your personal power. Okay. Personal power. Okay. Now, there's really two things. Okay. There's two things that are going to determine whether or not you're in your personal power. Okay. What's the difference between somebody that's in their personal power and somebody that's not in their personal power? Okay. Two things. It typically stems from your self-confidence and your self-esteem. That's the core. That's the core foundation of what's going to determine the impact and the influence that you can have on another person is your confidence and your self-esteem. Okay. And that requires doing some personal development work. Okay. And there's no elevator. Okay. There's no elevator to the top, guys. Okay. Yes, 100% confidence and self-esteem, not self-esteem, right? Because the truth be known, guys, just so you know about our particular industry, it's not about pitching people. There's no pitching involved in our industry. There's no convincing involved in our industry. It's an industry that's based upon timing. Okay. Now, what can you do to position yourself into the marketplace so that you're going to be looked at differently from the people that are the top income earners? Okay. You got to be speaking the language of the top income earners. Okay. And this is a big difference. And people don't really understand this when they first get started in our industry because they think in their mind that it's about their company, They think it's about their products. They think it's about their comp plan. They think it's about the management team and the track record and the patents and the trademarks. And it's not. Okay, it's not. So how do you start to position yourself with the people that are the top income earners? It's really simple, guys. Okay, there's a couple things that are really super important. Number one, are you stepped into leadership? Okay, are you stepped into leadership? And are you investing into training in areas that have nothing to do with whatever it is that you think that you're selling? Okay. Now, what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? The thing that you've got to understand is that the people that are the top income earners, they understand our industry. They understand that it's really about building a list of qualified buyers and having a message that's going to go out that's going to pique those people's curiosity in order to get them to take a look at whatever it is. Doesn't matter what the product, the service, the company is, doesn't matter. Okay. So in the event that you do things backwards, which is what most people do, they get involved with a company, whether it's weight loss, skincare, nutraceuticals, whatever it is. Okay. And then they try and figure out what to do. Okay. Then they try and figure out what to do. And they have the things backwards, completely backwards. You've got to learn the skills first. And once you've mastered the skills, then you can pick whatever it is that you want to market, and you're going to go to the top because you understand marketing, you understand mindset, you understand leadership, and you understand that there's specific things that you have to learn in order to get some data, and it's the data that you take to the top income earners. Okay. It's not your biz op, it's the results. Okay. So in other words, if you do things the right way and you actually get the training first on how to generate leads, how to recruit reps, how to close an upsell, how to get team duplication, and you're going into your business opportunity with those knowledge and skills, and you're already rolling out a campaign that's generating results, that's what's going to get the attention of a top income earner, guys. Okay. And I'm just telling you this from my own personal experience, is that if I want to get the attention of a 7-figure income earner or an 8-figure income earner, I just go roll out a campaign. I roll out a campaign and I come with my data. Okay. The data. So it might be how many people clicked on my page. It could be how many people opted in. It could be the percentage of opt-ins for the percentage of people that purchased. It could be how many people that I've recruited in a certain period of time. It could be how much income I've made in a certain period of time. It could be how many people on my team have made money in a certain period of time. And that information is what the top income earners want to see. So in other words, if you just joined a weight loss company and you've never done anything before, but you go to the top income earners to see if they're interested in your biz op, you're talking two different languages. It's two completely different languages, guys. So, the top income earners want to know, what are you going to bring to the table as a partnership? Okay. So in other words, if you're looking at the top income earner like a lottery ticket, they're not going to want to join you. They're not going to want to join you, right? Why would they want to join you when they can just join somebody that's bringing skills to the table? Another person is going to bring assets to the table with data, with sales funnels, with copywriting, with autoresponder letters already done. So why would the top income earner want to join your business versus joining somebody that they're going to have a partnership with? And people don't get this concept. So now what does that have to do with your products? Nothing. What does that have to do with your comp plan? Nothing. What does it have to do with your management team and the track record and the patents and the trademarks? Nothing. It has to do with data. It has to do with actual results. And in order to get actual results, it would mean that you would have to do things the proper way. And that's to get the training, get the skills, implement the skills, get some data, and then you can join whatever business opportunity that you want, and you're going to get top income earners starting to join you. It's a totally different way of thinking about things, guys. And, you know, if you look at every single other industry, it doesn't matter if you want to become a realtor, you got to take a real estate course, you got to get your license, and then you go practice real estate. Now, is it different in the insurance industry? No. You do the insurance course, you get qualified at whatever level it is that you want to do your insurance, right? And now you start practicing. Now, is it any different if you're going to be an electrician? No. You go to electrician school, you get your ticket, and then after that, you can be an electrician. Is it any different with being a plumber? No. You go through plumber school, you get your plumber's ticket, and now you can be a plumber. What about a welder? Is it different there? No, it's not. You go through, you get your qualifications, and now you can be a plumber. What about a doctor? What about a dentist? What about a nurse? What about an accountant? What about a lawyer? They're all the same, guys. They're all exactly the same. And this is the missing link. It's a big gaping hole in our industry, industry-wide. Okay, industry-wide. It doesn't matter what company, what products. Hey, Dorinda, how are you today? Great to see you on the broadcast. Oh, look at this. Live from St. Louis today, Angeline. Live from St. Louis. Who's normally from New York. So you got to start to look at the industry that you're in as a career. A career. Are you on this path as a hobby, or are you on this path as a career? Okay, it's a big difference. It's totally different mindset, guys. It's totally different mindset. So people that are in our industry as a career, they invest into the training, they invest into learning the skills, and then after they've mastered the skills, they pick some type of vertical that they want to get into. And it's exactly like every other industry that's out there. This is the only industry that I know of where people actually do it backwards. They do it backwards. So in other words, they joined a biz op, right? They spend all this money on a business opportunity, but they don't know how to market. They don't know how to generate leads. They don't know how to close an upsell. They don't know how to what it means to step into leadership. So all they're focused on is the features and benefits of their company. Now, unfortunately, the features and benefits of your company are not going to get the attention of a 7 or 8 figure income earner. Welcome to our industry. Okay, welcome to our industry. It's about providing value to the people. And if you're down here as a newbie and they're up here with all this value, you guys are talking 2 totally different languages, completely different languages, because the top income earners, the reason that they want to partner up with other top income earners is that they're sharing the process of providing value to the people. So in other words, you know, maybe one week you're doing the training and another week they're doing the training, and the next week maybe both of you are doing the training. But in other words, if your asset value is down here, it has nothing to do with your company. It has to do with your confidence. It has to do with your self-esteem. It has to do with your leadership abilities, and it has to do with what you know about marketing. Now, what does that have to do with your weight loss products? What does that have to do with your anti-aging products? Zero. Zero. It has nothing to do with your products, your company, your comp plan, your management team, the track record. Zero. It has to do with whether or not you come with asset value that's going to be an asset to the other person. That's called a joint venture. A joint venture, right? It's done all the time in business. One company over here has specific asset value, right? They're good at a certain talent or skill. And another company over here is good at another thing. And they both of them sort of fill in the gaps for the other company that doesn't have what the other company provides. So guess what they do? They do a joint venture partnership where it's mutually beneficial to both parties, and that both companies make money as a result of that. It's no different in our industry, guys. It's exactly the same, right? Facebook user says that's true. Small things can make a huge difference. Mindset. You know, it goes a little bit different. It goes a little bit deeper than that. I don't know who that is because I can't see your picture there, but that is part of it. That's definitely part of it. Okay. And, confidence and self-esteem is what makes you bulletproof going into our industry. And in the event that you don't know how to recruit, or you've never been taught the whole process and explain the actual psychology of what it means to recruit people or be a top recruiter, there's no selling, there's no convincing. You don't have to put somebody in a headlock to try to get them to join your business. Okay. And this is where people go dramatically wrong with recruiting. Like, hey, I'm looking for like-minded people, right? Or, you look like a like-minded person, so I sent you a friend request. And then you hit add. And the next thing that comes is a 6-paragraph expose about their features and benefits of the company, and get in now, lock your spot. Here's why you got, and they try to convince you as to why they have the best business opportunity out there. They've never been trained. They don't even know what recruiting is. They think it's about spamming your message out into the marketplace as many times as you can, and putting their links all over their wall on social media site. I've actually seen people form a group, and every single post is a commercial with a link, right? Or they'll form a chat group and they'll put like 150 people in it, and then they'll spam their business. They've never been trained. That's not how you do this industry. Okay. It's not even how it's done. Okay. We got Makiej from New York City. Great to see you here. My barber went to barber college, right? There you go right there. We're truly in the only industry that I personally know of where people do the steps backwards. In truth be known, that either the Direct Sellers Association, or there should be some sort of governing body on the home-based business industry that won't even let you start a home-based business unless you get your home-based business ticket. The industry would be way better, truth be known, guys, if that was the case. If you actually had to go through training or go through a specific school to get certified on being a home-based business owner. It's the only industry where there's nothing required. So you can, spend 300, 500, couple grand, 5, 10 grand, and boom, you're in business. But there's no training that's given to you to get you into a certified zone so that you can be a professional on the path of a career in our industry. Okay. So what I'm going to put out to you guys is this. Think about this just from the standpoint about, being pro. Like, it totally makes sense to me. I've been in a number of different verticals over the course of my own career, whether it's working at a company or launching a company or going and raising money. But there was a lot of education in the evolution of that process before I could just go out into the marketplace and do it, right? It wasn't like I just said, I decided that I'm just going to take a company public. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. It didn't happen like that. So there was a lot of prelim to that. A number of situations where I was vice president of marketing of a public company before I advanced into the process of becoming CEO of a public company. right? So there was a lot of training and a lot of education that ramped up to that point where all of a sudden, boom, I'm now a CEO of a public company, right? So I understood all the inner workings and the infrastructure and how it all came together before I was just going to leapfrog and be the CEO myself. You see what I'm saying, guys? Hopefully what I'm saying makes sense. Facebook user says, this would be better for everyone. And it really, truly would, right? It really, really would if there was some governing body where you weren't even allowed to start a home-based business unless you were certified to be able to do it like every other industry. They don't just let you become a plumber. And I was actually doing some research, and this is shocking, guys, okay? If you go into Google and you research on what does it actually take to become certified just to become a plumber, okay? It will shock you. It will shock you how many hours of education that are mandatory required, and then how much hands-on work is required on the job as an apprentice before you actually get checked. You've now got your ticket so that you can go out and do the job as a plumber. It will shock you. I'm telling you guys, it will shock you on how many hours are actually required in order for you to actually be in that particular profession as a plumber, as an electrician, as a carpenter, as an engineer, as a nurse, as a doctor, as a lawyer, as an accountant. Every single profession is required that you have to get certified before you're even allowed to enter into the industry. This is the only one that I know where it's like the wild, wild west. Literally, it's literally like the wild, wild west. So, you're going to have to sort of dial it back a little bit, and you're going to have to ask yourself, do you even know how the industry works? And have you been properly educated to know what the networking business model even is? Because the corporate America business model does not directly transfer over to the home-based business industry. The regular business model of conventional business, right, corporate America, does not transfer directly over into the home-based business industry. And it's a huge gaping hole. Okay, true. This is a true story, guys. There's a massive gaping hole between the leapfrog from being over here in corporate America to being over here in the home-based business industry. They're not even remotely the same, guys. They're not. It's like apples and oranges. They don't even come close as to how the different business models work. And I believe that this is the reason. Dorinda says, it took my friend 13 years to become a surgeon. There you go right there. So in the event that you really want to, if you're working with top income earners, that's like taking the elevator to the top, right? So obviously, I'll give you guys an example, okay? We rolled out one campaign. We did a test market campaign where first thing that we do is we go out to the market in general. And I'm not talking about going directly to top leaders. We just do a test market and we see what the temperature gauge is like on what the market thinks about our business. So a lot of people will just start contacting people and saying, I got the best business opportunity in the world, right? Based upon what? Based upon what? How long have you been in and how much money you're making? So that's what people really want to know. So if you say, I got the best business opportunity in the world, and I say, well, how long have you been in it? Well, I've been in it for 3 years, but I just got serious about it this month, Darren. Who would want to join that person? Think about it. So you've been in it for 3 years. It's the best business opportunity out there. But this month, you just decided to get serious about it. Really? That's not leadership, guys. That's not leadership. So the thing that you've got to understand here, Marcella says, Darren, it's true. It's necessary to change the point of you to do networking. You have to go, what my millionaire mentor said to me when I first got started, guys, is that you have to go through what's called a paradigm shift, because products get sold, but they get sold in a completely different way, a completely different way. And if you don't know how the products get sold, you're part of the 97%. You're part of the 97%, because then the failure rate is 97%, just so you know. Okay. And you would think, knowing the statistics going in, that people would go, I think it might be a good idea for me to get proper training. If the failure rate's at 97%, probably would be a good idea for me to get the proper training before I start my business. Facebook user says 3 months to become basically trained Marine. Basic training for Marine is 3 months. Okay. Now, this is a huge gaping hole, guys. Okay. And I'm telling you that if people actually came to the 7-figure earner, okay, or the 8-figure income earner, and they knew the industry, they had all the skills, they already had things that they tested, they already had results from a test market, they already had something, they already had some value that they were bringing to the table. So, most top income earners are going to say a couple things to you. Okay. What systems do you have in place? What funnels are producing right now? Do you have an autoresponder follow-up campaign? How long have you been in it, and what have been the results so far? So if you go, well, I just started, right? Well, what are you bringing to the table then? What's your asset value? It's because it's not about the company and the products and the comp plan and what, nobody cares. It's about your value. And what's your value based upon? Your confidence, your self-esteem, and what do you bring to the table in assets? Assets, okay? Test marketing is an asset. Funnels are an asset. Training is an asset, right? In the event that you've rolled out a campaign and you're making money and people on your team are all making money, that's what's going to be attractive to the 7 and 8-figure income earners. So in the event that somebody is a top income earner, they will ask you deeper than how much money have you made? One level deeper. They'll say, how many results do you have on your team? Right? The people that really get our industry, because it's not about just how much money you've made. So if you say, well, I've been in for 2 months and I've made 50 grand, in the event that the next question that they don't ask you is how many people on your team are making money, how many results on your team are making money, then you're dealing with a leader that's only ego driven. They only are in it for them and they don't care about their team, right? And that's not a good situation, guys, because our industry is about being a humble servant leader and going out on the front lines as a leader and doing testing, finding things like the software as an example, finding something. And, this, just so you know, this software actually came sort of by accident with doing an activity that the leaders do. So I went to do a Google Hangout to do a launch, and then they changed it from Google Hangout to YouTube Live. So I was like, holy crap, it doesn't work. I was shocked, right? It was like my jaw dropped and I was like, oh my God, there's no Google Hangouts anymore, right? So I went on to Google and I started doing research on streaming software that would be able to connect to YouTube. Because in the event that you have a streaming software and it connects to YouTube, then you can take your YouTube URL and put it onto a branded page with a Get Started Now button underneath it. So now you can get automation going, right? And, here's the thing. Anytime you want to sell something, right, you got to give value to the people. You got to give value to the people. So by the time they get to the point where they're going to purchase, they've already taken pages of notes from the value that they've got. And then they say to themselves, like, if I'm getting this value on the front, what's behind door number 1? And that becomes your attractor factor pull to be a top recruiter. Okay. So 0.1% of networkers make $400 a month or more. That is a true statement. That is a true statement, guys. So knowing this stuff going in should reframe your mind. It should reframe your mind and for you to realize that perhaps you've done things backwards. So you never had the training, you didn't have the education, you don't know how to generate leads, you don't know how to recruit, you don't know how to close an upsell, you don't know how to get team duplication, you don't know what it means to step into leadership, but you're going to start a business in a business model that requires all those things to go to 7 figures and higher. It doesn't even make any sense, quite frankly. It doesn't even make any sense, right? So what happened? I went to Google to find a solution to a problem that I was personally having, right? And as a result of that, then what did I do next? So I looked for a solution to the problem. Okay, I looked for a solution to my own problem, and then I went out and did some testing. And based upon the testing, I did a recommendation to the people. So I went out and did the research. I went out and did the testing. And then based upon the results, I took it to the people. You see how this works? Now, is it any different in any business? No, it's not. It's exactly the same, guys. And this is the thing that people don't understand about, like, how did the person recruit a 7 or 8 figure income earner? What was the secret? Why did the 7 or 8 figure income earner want to do this and partner with that particular person? What would be the answer? What would be the answer? It's based upon value, guys. Asset value. And I'm not talking about asset value from how much money that you have in the bank. I'm talking about asset value on how much value do you provide to the people? And what have you done for research on solving the pain of the market? And what have you gone out to test on what are the results? And then what are the results that you're bringing back to the leader? What are the results that you're bringing back to the leader? Because if all you have to offer is your products, your comp plan, and your management team, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, guys, but you don't get our industry. You don't get our industry. It's a leadership, value-based driven marketplace that's based upon results. Results. People start a business because they want results. People start a business because they want to make money. I don't know anybody that would spend $5,000 or $10,000 because they just want to throw the money away. You know, I feel like I just want to just throw 5 or 10 grand away, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited. Yeah, when can I do it again? When can I do it again? You got another thing I can throw 5 or 10 grand at and not make any money? So the thing that you've got to get about people is that the reason that people join a business is because they want to make money. They want to make money, guys. Why did you join your business? Why did you join your business? Did you join your business to throw the money away? Whether it was your $500 pack or your $1,500 pack or $2,000, $5,000, $10,000. Why did you spend the money in the first place? Because you wanted to make money. That's why. So how would you think that you're going to make money without the proper training on what to do to make money? Backwards, completely backwards in people's understanding of what to do. Facebook user says, absolutely on point. I've learned this in my own areas. Here's my system, here's my angle, and here are my results. Okay, results, guys. So, hopefully, this has shifted your mindset, so that you can really get what we're talking about, guys, here. In the event that you've never been properly trained, you're at a massive, massive disadvantage to be able to go into the marketplace and be a top performer, a top income earner. Facebook user, I joined my Juicy Juice business to throw $500 away. LMAO. You know, it's when you break it down like this, it, you know, kind of makes sense though, doesn't it? Who here thinks that this makes sense? Like, in the event that you want to get a 7 or 8 figure income earner to join you in anything, you better be coming to the table with some asset value, and you better be coming to the table with some results, okay? Whether it's number of leads that have been generated in a specific period of time, the conversion rates from leads to purchases, from how many people have joined in a specific period of time, to how much money that you've made in a specific period of time, to what your team volume is in a certain period of time, how many people on your team are making money in a specific period of time. This is what is the attractor factor, guys. This is what is the attractor factor. Twyla says absolutely makes sense. So, guys, you know, hopefully you got some value from this broadcast today. In the next couple of days, you're going to see me talking about the 10K Side Hustle Showdown, where I'm going to work with a group of people and help them to go from $0 to $10,000 before Christmas. And the best story so far that has been resulted from learning this training that I teach is one student went from 0 to 45 grand in 30 days, okay? 17-year-old kid went from 0 to 50,000 in 6 weeks. Single mom, 0 to 18 grand their first month. Really every vertical that you can think of. A construction worker, 0 to 26,000 his very first month. I even had one guy that just got out of prison that only had 100 friends on Facebook, and his very first month he made $28,500. So keep an eye out on my wall, in the groups, on the news feed for the 10K Side Hustle Showdown. Guys, I'm excited. I'm fired up right now. And the true goal, just so you know, is helping other people to get to their personal breakthrough. That's the goal, guys. That's the goal. It's not about you. It's about the people. It's about the people, the impact you can have on the people. Guys, my name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Hopefully you're having a great day. Happy Thanksgiving to the people that are here in Canada. Spend the time with your families. Get together. Make sure you tell them how much that you love them and care about them, because you never know when it's your time, guys. And you never know when it's theirs. So cherish these moments for the Thanksgiving time. I know we've got Monday off here where I'm meeting up with my family and stuff for a Thanksgiving dinner. And if you got some value, throw me a comment down there below. Share this out with your team if you think that they can get value too. And guys, let's go get it. Have a good one. All the best.